Assalamu alaikum, brother. Thank you for writing to our live session. And tonight you've asked a question that a lot of men ask, and women as well, and that is, how do you stop masturbation permanently? Well, as you know, masturbation is looked upon as haram by some scholars, and it's looked upon as permissible if it prevents zina by other scholars, right? So the question comes in at this point of, where do you stand on that spectrum? And as you asked how to stop it permanently, I'm assuming that if you stop, you're not going to be at risk for committing adultery or zina, right? So with that said, the questions that surround the masturbation are, is it an addiction? Do you do it all the time? Do you do it to relieve stress, or do you just do it to relieve desire? Do you do it when you're bored? Do you do it when you're upset, when you're angry, and things like that? And these questions are important because some people just masturbate once in a while. Some people masturbate to relieve stress and anger and boredom, right? In addition to desire. So people who do it like chronically and for those reasons usually develop an addiction. So that is the question, right? Are you just doing it once in a while, or are you doing it because it's an addiction? If it's an addiction, right, you have to approach it differently. And with all other addictions, like addictions to cigarettes, to alcohol, to drugs, to gambling, you really have to be strong. You have to be strong-willed and get through at least 30 days of not masturbating. If you can do that, then inshallah you will pretty much have reversed this addiction or this habit, and you shouldn't have a problem with it after that, right? So inshallah, the way to do that is to focus on other things. And I know that that's easier said than done, but again, you have to really want to stop, number one, and number two, you have to be very strong in your plan, right? So I would kindly suggest that you write out a list of things you can do in place of masturbation. Like, say you want to, right? The thought comes across your mind. You can immediately look at your list and pick something else out to do. Immediately. It's got to be immediate for it to work. Or you could start to visualize a big red stop sign in your head and pray. Or pick up the Quran and read the Quran, right? Because masturbating and reading the Quran obviously don't go together. And cognitively, that's going to be a huge conflict, right? So you could try that. You could try immediately activating another part of your brain, such as memory, right? And you might want to pick a memory of when you were growing up and you were at school and you learned about this, or if you played sports when you were playing in a game, or you could remember a family event, anything to divert your mind from the thing that you want to do. And it's going to be hard, right? I'm not going to lie, it's going to be really hard, and you're going to feel like, I can't do this, and this is too overwhelming. But the good thing is that the more you do it, the easier it gets, right? Because what you're actually doing is you're changing your thought patterns, right? Say you're thinking of masturbating, and then all of a sudden you're just like, no, and you picture a big red stop sign, and you start listening to a podcast, or you pick up the Quran and you start reading the Quran, or you get on the treadmill and you do some exercise, right? So you're reprogramming the way you think, the way your brain is being wired, and the response and the behaviors. Okay? So if you do that over a period of time, some researchers have found that if you do it for at least 30 days, that will, for lack of a better term, reprogram your thinking and your habits. Or if it's an addiction, it will start to reprogram it so that you have control over it until it subsides and it goes away. So I would kindly suggest, making a list of the things that you can use as interventions, and the things that you choose, please make them powerful enough that they will engage you away from the activity you're trying to avoid. And of course, pray to Allah to help you, pray to Allah for guidance, and to be successful in quitting this habit. As far as I know, there's not a ritual prayer, or a prayer. You might want to ask the scholar section, because I'm not an Islamic scholar. But I do know that when we ask Allah for help and mercy and guidance in our prayers, our du'as, Allah loves us and He helps us. So that's why I'm encouraging that. But if you want something specific, I'm not sure if it exists, but you could still ask the scholars at the Ask Our Scholars section in About Islam. So with that said, please try those tips. And again, it has to be a mindset. So I would make prayer before you start this. You might want to start, tomorrow? Make it 30 days. And give yourself little rewards along the way, right? Like if you've gone for 2 days without masturbating, reward yourself with something. When it comes to 1 week, give yourself a little reward, right? Because our brains respond to rewards. And when we get rewarded, that increases our chances for success, and it increases the levels of the neurochemicals that work to reduce addictions and habits and stuff like that. So use a reward system as well. But again, prepare before you start and have your list of things that you're going to use as alternatives. Make prayer and make dua to Allah to help you with this. And know that if you do, slip up, it's not the end of the world. You just start again, right? You just continue with that mindset that you will succeed, that this will be taken away from you, that you will no longer, be addicted or be inclined to do this all the time, and inshallah you will be successful. When you speak the truth and the words that you will be successful and that you will stop, chances are you will, right? If you follow the steps. But if you keep saying, oh, I can't, or I won't, this is too hard, well, then you won't, right? So the other aspect is to claim this, that you will stop, and claim your success. And after 30 days, inshallah, this habit should be gone. And you might want to keep a little journal as well to, mark down your feelings and your thoughts and your progress. That will be helpful as well. So we wish you the best, brother. Take care.